All right. So this topic is about a life phase that everyone goes through different stages. I don't know why everyone's just going through.
Oh, your camera.
Yeah, I got camera. Yeah, I get it.
What brand are
Logic.
I? Wow.
Oh, whoa, whoa. All right, get out. Come on.
You're amazing, man.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody that say the one at home.
Oh, oh, oh. So yeah, if you haven't noticed, I'm actually at work recording this. So yeah, change to adapt. I think this topic, I'm gonna bring you guys back in time until today. This topic is very, very interesting for me to know, and I guess I haven't reached that. Next year, I will be at the age of 30. All right. So, what I mean by change to adapt, people tend to change or adapt in after the kids has flew off the nest of the family. What's next in the life? And to begin with this, people will go through divorces or people have different routes because they want to change their lifestyle, sick and tired of this comfort lifestyle, or maybe it's too boring, maybe they have excitement. Now, before I get to that phase, let's talk about when I talk about change and adapt, it's like you've accomplished most of the stuff that the society norm expected husband and wife for raising the children, right? So what's next? But I'll get into more of it to the back, but I'll let you guys understand with a timeline. So basically, us humans were supposed to live up to, well, mainly in back then society, the oldest you live up to probably to maybe, I'm not saying the oldest, but quite often at the age of 45. Back then, society wasn't based on, what's it called again? The society wasn't based on um, um, scientific model. It was based on food and you do your prayers and they say God will heal you, God will fix you. It wasn't a strong medication. Well, you do have witchcraft, you do have herbal medicine in parts of the culture, but it's not as advanced in today's world. Today's medication or vaccines, that can make you can last to probably 80 years old. Even if you're a vegetable in the bed or not, you still can be survived. Back then, you can't survive. It's like the chance for you to survive is very slim. So I'm talking about agrarian and industrial revolution. Now, people tend to have kids at a very young age. You probably, you move out the home, probably start a family at the age of 13, 14, and 15. I would just say all older or younger. I'm just gonna put 15, all right, 15 or 16. So at the 15, you were fell in love, started a family, married, whether it's arranged marriage or whether you like the person and you married to the person, whatever it is, right? So you married to the person and perhaps, uh, you know, you got your missus pregnant, right? So it takes 9 months. So if you're at the age of 15, you met someone, got her pregnant. Let's just say at the age of 16. Age of 16, you got delivered the child, and you add another 15 years right on top. So you're at the age of 30. The kid's grown up and repeat the same cycle. It was the norm for people to have kids or start a family at a very young age, right? Now you understand what I'm trying to say. So it was more like a big family, a family unit, traditional family unit. Perhaps you're living in extended family unit or things like that. I have no idea why everyone's running around. Okay, um, so you have that. All right, life was simple. Marriage, you know, if your life was very slim, surviving rate. Marriage, they continue marriage. Divorce was against the law or no, or you've been disgraced of the society. It's created as dysfunctional. Nobody wants to see divorces, but there's a lot of widows, right? But widows can get away because it's a natural cause, right? They can get remarried or things like that. You kind of understand what I'm trying to say. But divorce wasn't a thing back in the days. Um, back in the days we had that marriage was purely based on survival. Now I do understand it was based on hypergamy or perhaps what was the word for it? Hypergamy and geez, I lost the word. Or romanticism. All right, romanticism. I think it introduced in the West in the world 18th century. All right, so yes, people may marry based on hypergamy, high socioeconomic, or perhaps you're married to the person or can deliver, capable of running a family, or perhaps you're married based on love, right? So, but your lifespan is most likely average 45 years old. Today's world, you can live up to 80 or 100. Even though you sleep on the bed or lay on the bed, you can't move, you still can live. Maybe next couple of decades, we'll probably live up to 100. All right. Um, from me speaking about this topic, I think it's usually the Western civilization can often live up to 80s, and parts of Asia and parts of different countries, continent around the world do not want to discriminate. All right. Um, so you have that. Now let's talk about change and adapt. So nowadays, all right, I'll give you an analogy, right? Nowadays, people have kids. I don't know. I think average age in Australia is 30 or early 30s or mid 30s, something around there. So, okay, you get married, but the difference between nowadays, divorce is like a norm. Single mothers is a norm nowadays, or single parenting. And single parenting, and right now, as Australia has passed through same-sex marriage, so rainbow family is part of the norm as well. Um, so you have that, traditional nuclear family has traditional extended family has pretty much has completely slowly has declined. It has declined. I'm not saying there's none out there, but there's strong of this new nuclear family and a lone parents family, and it's marriage, a lot of casual relationship, or perhaps having kids before marriage. Right, this is the society that we live in. Or we can say maybe my generation will be like the Tinder baby boom era. Okay, maybe I'm just saying, right? Anything can happen. Or maybe Facebook baby, uh, baby boom. Okay, let's cut to the chase. Right. So yeah, regardless, okay, let's just say you're 30 or mid 30s, you have a kid, right? Let's just say you didn't divorce. Let's give you a scenario. At the age of so 15, okay, so you're 35, you have a kid. By the time you're 53, probably your kids are like 18. Now, in today's world, 18 try to move out, it's a nightmare. So let's just say probably, I don't know, nowadays 25 or 24, right? So add more 4 or 5 more years. So probably let's just say, oh gosh, that's more thing. Probably let's just say 55, 56, right? Something around there. 55, 56 years old. Your kids ready to fly off the nest. Whether they choose to stay back or whether they choose to fly, let's just assume they're growing up, there's less care being taken. Now you live in this, and as a parenting, the only thing that bothers you as a parent is that there's a big adult child living at your house, and who couldn't move, but you don't need to look after them too much. Maybe perhaps just making some meals or this and that, and probably giving some cash, right? But the responsibility is less compared to a baby, infant, a child, adolescent, or perhaps newly emerged adult, right? Your duty has changed. once you've raised your kids, you're working, whether you guys paid off a mortgage or not, you wanted to enter this phase of change or adapt phase. And this is a very natural thing, right? Because like I said to you before, uh, marriage just wasn't like that. Yep, you want to grab that? Uh, I'll just make 20 for two. Yep. You need a bag?
No.
Cool.
Can I have the receipt?
You want the receipt? Cool. This is bad. You give me a pen.
I borrow.
You borrow. Okay. It's for Chinese New Year or is it for?
Yeah, just for my son. He need one. And
Okay.
the young one also need one. So
Yeah. Oh, 19. It's 2019. There you go.
okay.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry about that. I know this is my second take on recording this video. Where was the conversation back? Okay, just did a transaction on the children ties, as you can see from here. Okay, so you're on the change adapt phase. So your kids, what is the next mission? Because you've tried to deliver what the society or traditional or culturally raise your kids up to feel a grown adult to survive in today's modern world. Modernity, that's what the sociology likes to say, modernity. So you get to that phase. Now you ask yourself, it's a natural move for you to say, do I want to continue this lifestyle or should we change? Now, this has brought to me a huge attention when I'll give you this example. This is a real life example. I was visiting my father and as well as visiting the old place that I was living in before I moved to Melbourne. And I know my neighbor. My neighbor was a very, very happy, young, has everything in life. They have a mansion. And, the husband has worked his entire life for saving as a taxi driver, bought his house, knocked it down, and built a duplex. So one house into two. And he's owning one of them. And I did not know about this until after I moved out the house, moved to Melbourne. Mrs. wanted to change the lifestyle. Now, change could be the change is the fact that sold off the property and moved to a smaller house unit and to a lot more a poshy area. I can't say poshy, still not the poshiest area, but a lot more convenient area and live in an apartment. Now the husband says, no, I worked my entire life for this to have for the family and you want me to get rid of it. And he keep insisting to say, no. What happened is they eventually got divorced. And I don't know how the property, how they split up divorce and be mindful, like be mindful that their kids is like my age, and he moved out and got a girl. I don't know how they married, but that's when the phase of change or adapt. Now that's one of them, right? He didn't want to make a change, therefore she made the change. But whether divorce is a good thing or bad thing, that's not up to me to say because that's part of life. Unfortunately, in today's world, we live in Australia. I live in Australia. 42% is divorce. Right? I cannot say whether it's a good thing or bad thing. Some people good, some people bad. But what I'm trying to say is either change or adapt. Right? So, for example, you challenge or you have the changes. Right? You change. Right? You adapt to that system. Let's just say he actually sold off his property, hard earning for his life, to this house, move it in. Whether this new lifestyle is better or worse, that's the step that they took, right? So, and I guess it's happened for all of us, you know. Like, I'm pretty sure at one stage in our career we don't want to work that many X amount of years to in this job, right? What it changes, right? Or perhaps when you're in a casual relationship, it changes, or marriage or divorce, or houses, whatever. We live in this consumerism. We want it fast, we want it better, we want or downgraded or upgraded. Regardless, we live in this society, we worship that sort of lifestyle, right? So this can this is like a risk for them, right? This change or adapt could be making both of them better or making it worse. But that's the step that they wanted to, whether the one side or both sides, right? So it could happen as midlife crisis. It can be happen for you know better. You never know, but that's the route that you need to take to. Now, eventually, we live longer. Um, Unfortunately, we live up to 80. If you divorce in 50, you can go on Tinder or dating website. You can find someone. You can date someone. Right. Unfortunately, we live in the society. It's the norm. It's the way how it is. Right. So this change or adapt, it may seem like it's a simple thing, but when it hit, it may not benefit both sides. It may benefit one side, or it may crumble the whole thing. And I guess in life, we are used to getting change or adapt because our society has changed a lot, you know, um, and we go follow that pattern. That's why a lot of marriages they change or adapt is a very tough period, you know. I remember when iPhones came out, and look at the boom right now. I'm still using a brick phone, and iPhones, you know, and look at nowadays, boom, straight away. It's gone to a stage that a tap of a finger, you can do whatever you want. You can talk to anyone around the world. You can do payments around the world. You can send photos. You can send emails, business transactions, everything on the tap on the world. So people are evolving. They're changing. They're adapting. This new idea. Maybe they seek someone. Maybe they want to date someone. Maybe they do this. It's just tap on the finger. Every single thing is a tap on the finger. So change or adapt. I think this one is a big question mark for every individual lifestyle. Uh, Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just for a married person, or maybe just probably just us singles, you know, fellas, or single person, sick or tired, working 9 to 5. Maybe you should try to change something else. Maybe move to another country. Maybe to do this. I don't know. Right? But what I do know, one of the Erickson's, his age development, or the Eastern, you know, development is either they want to give back to community, whether they want to do charity, whether they want to do something different. And I know one fact that Will Smith and his marriage, that they've achieved everything, the kids are growing up, and they want to do something different. And they're taking the step of adapting with the changes, right? Whether it's a good thing or bad thing, it's about them. The self-awareness, try to find the inner thing that they always wanted to get. And that could be one of them. And there you go. And I think the missus is doing I think Pink Smith is doing she's doing the Red Room Talk on Facebook, where Will Smith is doing vlogging and YouTube videos. So they're finding the inner stuff. And I don't get me wrong, as a person, as an individual, if he has made YouTube videos since 2013, I could see dramatic changes and I found the inner stuff that I wanted to do in life. It definitely has got into me. But I think you quite understand what I'm trying to talk about: change or adapt.